What is up, Arrowheads, and welcome to the Arrow Recap Show here on Collider Video. My name is Ann Campea, and happy Veterans Day to everybody. Also joining me are three gentlemen who I'm so happy to be back to be joining with me, starting with Josh Macuga.
And we missed you last week.
I missed you guys too.
Jason did a hell of a job subbing in for you, but I know there was a lot of YouTube comments that said we missed Ann, and we as well missed you just as much as the people out there.
Aw, thank you very much. And also joining me is Michael Medina.
I too missed you last week.
This is the
Kari
best.
was a good substitute. She was great. We love having her on the show. But yes, glad you're back.
Aw, you guys are so nice.
That's coming from a man with a vest on right now.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Jason Inman.
I missed you. I failed hooding up. And happy Veterans Day. Yep.
Yes, most definitely. And to you too, Jason.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
just found out
Thank
today
you.
that you're a veteran.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes,
Thank
it
you
is.
so much. Okay, so you guys, we're here to talk about Arrow Season 4, Episode 6, appropriately titled Lost Souls. And you guys can join in on the conversation by tweeting us at #ColliderArrow, as well as sending your comments in the YouTube section after the episode and letting us know your thoughts and theories for next week's episode. So let's get on it. Let's go with our overall impressions of this week's episode. And Michael, let's start with you. I'm curious to see what you thought.
I enjoyed this episode. Still not my favorite episode, but it doesn't matter because it was solid. I thought they moved the story along. I liked a lot of character development in this episode. There was one gripe I had in this episode. I'm not going to get to it yet. I'm going to hold off until a little
I think
later.
we all had the same one, but yeah, go ahead.
Probably.
Oh,
might
I'm
be.
curious.
But there were some fun moments, and it was very enjoyable.
All right, Jason?
I agree. It not the best of the season, but not the worst.
No.
Very uneven, I thought. But the good made up for the bad. And the bad was really bad, but the good was really good. And I think we'll get to that. And I think you're right. I think our bad is all going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Josh?
No, I actually really, really liked this episode. I thought, there was a couple just like, but the action
The meeting
scenes,
in the street.
the
meeting in the
action,
middle of the street.
yeah, the
We'll
action
have a whole
scene-
conversation
yeah,
about that.
The action scenes, with the whole band getting back together,
Yes.
and Sara becoming the canary again. It's, that was really cool. Even though we all might gripe about Laura a lot, it was cool to see the sisters in
Yeah,
the canary
that was
outfits
cool.
together. And, it's like in that movie Tombstone when they're all walking through the desert and they're about to go to the shootout at the OK Corral. When they're breaking into the hive thing, that was pretty badass. I like that a lot.
Look, I completely agree with you. I actually enjoyed this episode as well. I thought that we were going to be saturated with this whole Felicity and Oliver, we don't know if we love each other kind of thing this whole episode. It didn't bother me as much as I thought it would, having read the synopsis and knowing that was going to be kind of the underlying tone and story of this week's
See, I
episode.
had no idea.
Didn't bother
I had
me.
no idea her mom was showing up this episode.
Same here.
None.
Yeah,
and so
me
That was
either.
a pleasant surprise, though. I love her mother on the
Yeah.
show. She's great.
Yeah.
All the
anytime
guys
she
on the
shows up.
dais love them.
Yes, we do.
These three guys
Yes, we
love
do.
Mama Smoke, obviously.
Yes, we do. Mama
okay,
Smoke.
so let's get into some more specific stuff because I wanted to start with what Josh pointed out was the fact that I feel like this is the first time we've actually seen the squad grow and, encapsulate every single person.
Yes, and I want to mention that because that is so cool because it's very similar to Judd Winnick did this run in Green Arrow, and he had like Green Arrow's son Connor. He had Mia Speedy. He had Black Canary. He had like a whole team. This is the first episode of Arrow in 4 years that I feel like they always call themselves Team Arrow in the comic books. This is the first episode I feel like, holy cow, we have a whole Team Arrow. And this episode made me really excited to see the whole group in Legends. Like now that we have like 7 heroes on this show, I'm just like, man, this is gonna be badass as hell when they all team up.
That's a good point, though, because this show, one of the things that I personally like, and I'm pretty sure you guys probably like as well, is that I feel like they're really pumping up Legends on this show, more so than Flash. Like, we're really getting a good vibe with, like, Hawk Girl and just, like, who's coming on the show with, the possibility of Constantine maybe somewhere down the line joining. And again, like, you're right, having all these characters come together, really feeling like Team Arrow, really gets you pumped at the possibility of what Legends of Tomorrow can deliver.
Yeah.
And everybody had a function, I thought with such a big squad and, having Sara back and I can't even think of who else was joining the squad. Even Lance has played a role in helping the squad out too. It's just
And
everyone
even
had a role.
Curtis Holt.
Yeah, exactly.
He was the one to save Ray, which was very good. And also, we have to talk about, he built that device with a piece from Cord Industries.
Yep.
Cord Industry, Ted Cord, the Blue Beetle, the partner of Booster Gold. Booster Gold, the father of Rip Hunter. Legends of Tomorrow coming into play there.
Here we go.
They've been kind of teasing the whole Cord Industries. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Forever.
They've
They've dropped.
season one.
Yeah,
I don't know
think
if it's season 1, but they've
maybe
dropped
2.
Cord Industries before.
Yeah, exactly.
Seems like for quite a while.
And we've seen logos of it too.
Exactly.
Yes.
around in-
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah. But this is the
episode,
first time we actually went there.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll actually ever see the Blue Beetle here?
Yes.
I think so.
Oh, okay. That was
agree.
a
Yeah.
definitive yes
Yeah.
from Jason.
Not.
who
I mean, I don't know
writes
anything.
the show.
I don't know anything.
Let me ask you guys.
When you say things definitively, everybody's like, DC All Access, he knows.
Let me ask you guys this question though: which Blue Beetle are we going to see? Ted Cord? Do you assume Ted Cord because Cord Industries, or do you think I can't remember his name?
Jaime Reyes.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, I feel like depending on what age they have Ted Cord at right now in this series would be how they would kind of determine that, right?
Because you look at what they did with Ant-Man.
I could,
with Hank Pym.
yeah, I could see them doing a thing that like Ted Cord is the guy in control of the company, and Jaime is the young guy who builds a suit just like Ray.
Yeah.
But Blue Beetle, I think, is somebody we'll see on Legends of Tomorrow. We could possibly introduce them in Arrow, but I think they'll be a main character on Legends. I don't think they'll be a main character in Arrow.
We touched on it, but what gets you excited is writing for that many people, especially in action sequence, is difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they really pulled it through on this
really
one.
did.
Everybody's following into their own role, whether it be the super violent one that's going to kill somebody with fists, or it's everybody in there fighting their own kind of battles.
Well, Diggle was the Lando of
Yeah.
the Return of the Jedi,
It's
right? Like his
awesome.
secret guard.
Yeah,
Called
yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
You called
I
that.
totally
That was
called
good.
that. I should write for this show. You should.
And then how about the ladies, kind of in that circle, like just being badass,
Yeah.
Ladies.
kicking everybody's butt.
The Black Canary sisters
And
was
also
cool.
Oliver kind of coming into his leadership role as well. And nice seeing him kind of be the leader for such a big group of people.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what the mission was for this big team, which was to free Ray. And we finally see Ray Palmer in life-size form. What did you guys think about that, Josh?
Well, I mean, I've said on the show a couple times, not a huge Ray guy. I'm not a huge Ray Palmer fan. I find his character to just be kind of campy and a little overdone.
Are you glad that he's going to Legends?
Yeah,
Okay.
that he's not.
You're like, get out of Arrow.
I'm not like get out of Arrow. Just like every Ray storyline has just been like, hi, I'm Ray, and I can do really cool things, and because I'm cool things, and then Felicity likes me, and here I go, and this suit's neat.
Someone
Like, he's
please
not-
tweet Brandon Routh that impression.
Is he really that
I'm
bad?
such a dark guy when it comes to these action sequences. So I want my superheroes to be dark, like Oliver Queen.
Would you like Ray
Arrow.
better on Flash? Or does it? It's just Ray in general.
Ray
you just
would
don't
fit
like.
way better, I think, in Flash. Up until last night's episode of Flash. No, I think he would fit way better in Flash than he does in Arrow. So yes, I'm happy that he's going to Legends tomorrow. But I love how they saved him from this, and I love, though there was like one little plot hole, how they got him out of there and how they've like found him in this little box and how Damien Dhark was keeping him. It's cool. I dug that. I dug that storyline.
Jason, what'd you think?
Well, is the plot hole you're talking about where the point that we were watching the episode and I brought up was like, how is Ray like talking to the glass on his cage and
Right.
using that as a monitor to talk to Felicity?
Which they then remedied at the end of the
Yes.
episode. He must be drawing power from a camera. Or
Yeah,
something.
or the cage itself or something
Right,
like that. Yeah,
right.
I like Ray. I actually have had no problem with Ray. I do agree with you. Ray is probably a character better than Flash.
Yeah.
I think you did nail that.
Yeah.
But I also think that last season Ray was used as an opposite to Oliver, which he's sciencey, he's smart, he's rich. Because Oliver wasn't rich last season.
Good looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
He's a good looking. They're both good looking dudes.
Actually,
I mean,
Superman.
Yeah. Sure.
True.
But yeah, no, look, I'm not like attacking Ray. I'm just not a big Ray fan. I'm not.
Come on, you don't like him, okay?
We know.
I don't like
just
Ray.
saying.
And do you like
Whatever.
him?
I do.
Okay.
I like him, and I actually liked last season his interaction with Felicity. I quite
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I thought he was a good, quirky character. Very similar mannerisms to Gary. What's his name? Barry Allen.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. I think that last season was so dark that we needed kind of that energetic light.
Yeah.
And that was this character. So I don't mind him. And I like that he is a good balance for Felicity. I don't think that they're going anywhere with that, with Ray and Felicity anymore. I think that's done. He's fine to go to Legends of Tomorrow. And I'm excited to see what he's going to do in that show as well.
Personally, I love his enthusiasm. I love that he's the one character I think on the show that really likes being a superhero. Like, he loves it. Like, I love that whole line too when they talked about Hive. He's like, oh, it's like Spectre.
Yeah.
He's having fun living
Yeah.
in this superhero world,
Yeah.
much like we would probably be doing if we got to actually play out our superhero fantasies.
Real quick
So
question to the panel too. At the very end, Ray said, "Hold on, Felicity. Hold on to the company. Let the world still think I'm dead." will he reveal himself to the world? What do we think?
I say no.
I say he's gonna let the world think he's dead.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think so either.
Well, because
It's like that show Leftovers. It's like, if you could disappear, would you? Like,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean? I would, if I was Ray, I would I would just stay in the shadows.
Yeah.
Collect my paychecks.
No taxes.
Nothing.
Yeah, none of that
Everybody thinks
stuff.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm out there just swinging it.
from
Let's
what
go.
I gathered from the Legends of Tomorrow trailer, it seems like they're going to be this covert team anyways. So
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense for him to just
Yeah.
stay dead.
Completely agree. If you're going to go the superhero route or whatever it's going to be and have the second identity, there's no point in revealing yourself. You're going to have to go back, be the CEO of your company, and kind of answer the questions as to why you're back
Yeah.
and alive. So why not just start all over? Start fresh.
It's like you have 2 jobs. You can
Yep.
take away one of those jobs and still get a paycheck, and you can be a superhero. Yeah, take it. Beautiful.
All right. So did anyone else guess that Damien Dhark was the one that was holding Ray hostage?
Did they show it last week in the
They
credits?
showed it in the credits. Like
Okay.
when we watched last
Yeah.
week, like they showed the scene where Damien Dhark leaned in. I mean, am I sad that Ray is not in Felicity's office? Yeah. But I mean, I was happy with what the solution was, and everything like that. There was something that I was very happy in this episode with, and that is the starting of a new shipper couple, or I'm going to call them Lana.
Nice.
That's
Lana.
Lance and Donna.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Daunting.
Lance.
You could have called him
hitting up-
Dance.
Nice.
Lana Dance.
Good.
We're
Well
gonna call
done.
him Lana. What do you
Well
guys
done.
think about that, Ann?
Oh, heck yeah. I totally buy it. I buy that 100% buy that. I love that finally Quentin Lance is going to get some love and it's going to be Mama Smoke.
Mama
Like,
Smoke.
it's been way too long for this guy. He's been miserable. He's been drunk. You know, his daughter's alive. She's dead. She's alive again, you know, and now she's leaving. So he deserves to just have
Honeymoon
a
at
good
the Lassie
time.
Pit,
If there's
baby.
one
Honeymoon
guy-
at the Lassie
If there's
Pit.
one guy in the show that needs a win, it is Lance.
Yeah.
Especially since he goes to a bar to drink club soda. You can buy that at Rouse, man. It's cheap.
Just go and watch TV with your club.
Yeah,
soda.
yeah.
No, I like we've talked about it. I like Mama Smoke. I'm a fan. And you know, keep her around. I think Lance, you know, Sara and Laurel's mom, she was in like season 1 and 2, right? Did she even come? Was she there?
Yeah, she made an appearance in season 1. She made an appearance in season 2 because she's played by Alex Kingston,
Right.
who's River Song from Doctor Who.
Right.
Yeah.
And so she seems like, I think Lance likes the crazy girl. Like, he's into the kind of nutty thing. You know what I mean? He's this cop, and
He likes the
somewhere.
nutty
How do you
thing.
know this?
I don't know. I'm just making theories up.
So he's a fan of Snickers.
You should eat when you're hungry.
So does that mean we're going to see Mama Smoke, you know, quite often now?
I hope
What do you
so.
guys
Yeah,
I'd love
think?
to
she's
see
great.
her.
Yeah,
She's
sure.
so much fun on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just excited for Lance. Like you guys said, he's been shit on this whole season, even last season. So
This whole series.
The whole
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm a little bit more convinced with every episode that he might be the one in the grave.
Yeah.
I'm certain of it.
So right.
And doing this relationship
Yes.
just heightens that now because
Yeah.
if they like fall in love or get close to marriage or something like that by near season's end, and then bam, he's done. Also, I think we are episodes away from Mama Smoke walking into the Arrow Cave.
Oh, there's a prediction
And then she
already.
can't.
Yep.
And she can't keep her yapper shut about the Arrow Cave.
Yep,
She's out there
and
getting
there will
drunk
be a
on
whole
Cosmos.
episode about that. Watch it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crap.
Yep.
Another thing I liked about this episode was that we finally had a Oliver Diggle pep talk moment, which I feel like we haven't had all
With some
season.
good Tennessee whiskey.
With
Yeah.
some good Tennessee whiskey.
I really like that scene. It was kind of a throwback to season 1 because they talked about the Russian vodka and stuff, and it was just kind of nice seeing like these were like the OG members of Team
Yes.
Arrow in the first place.
Yeah.
That was a really good scene.
It was something that's been missed for a long time on this show because the group is so big now that like it is hard to forget that like part of what I so tuned into in season 1 was these 2 men, both with like their own separate missions that sort of like combine their missions to form one. And now that we have this like big team, it just seems like, okay, we're all crime fighters. But like in season 1, there was such a focus to their missions. And that scene, like, yeah, like you said, like really brought that back into focus. It's like, oh no, these dudes started this together. Like these are the first 2.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, Oliver has no friends.
Yeah.
Outside of Felicity, nobody's
Yeah.
really Oliver's friend.
Tommy's gone.
Tommy's
Been
gone. You know, he doesn't have friends. So the fact that Diggle was his only friend is now his sort of friend again. It's nice to kind of see a human moment.
Yes.
Agreed. Yes, it was heartfelt. And I also had a question for you guys, and I wrote all this stuff down because you had a chance to talk about the Lazarus effects on people last week.
Right.
Obviously, that was kind of the centric issue last week. This week, we see Sara struggling, and then she makes the decision to leave. Do you agree with her decision? I'm a little bit confused because even if she leaves, doesn't she still have to feed that urge? And so she's still going to have to fight killing people off?
Well, I think maybe this just kind of sets up Legends of Tomorrow. I think we're probably going to see her again before Legends of Tomorrow on Arrow. But again, it just kind of like she goes off. Maybe this is how she's introduced to some of the other team legends. You know, I don't know.
I'm actually a little worried about this because I would have figured that Constantine's mumbo jumbo would have fixed this. And then that way it was only Thea that had this problem.
Yes.
Right.
If Thea and Sara both have this same problem.
It seems redundant, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, and it's the exact same scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd rather see it with Thea than Sara.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather
Agreed.
Sara just be like, "I'm A-okay," and then Thea can be like, "Oh, I wish a magic man cured me."
Yeah, because that was like there was a lot of people in the YouTube comments from last week. Thank you guys for commenting that were like, why didn't they put Thea in with Constantine? Like, okay, you're out, Thea, you're in. Check in. You know what I mean? Like, while I'm doing this soul thing, like, let's do it for Thea too.
That's a good call,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I kind of like made up stupid reasons. I was like, well, I didn't have time. I don't know. But it would make sense what you just said of like, okay, Sara was cured by Constantine. She's fine.
Yep.
She doesn't have the bloodlust. Thea still has the bloodlust where she's like, hey, Ollie, could you call your buddy John and see if he can help me? Because
We got to go find bums so I can kill him.
Yeah.
I'm tired of killing these bums. So, yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Do you guys think they'll spend any time having some sort of recovery for Sara in Legends of Tomorrow?
What, like an intervention?
I don't know.
I think it's done.
Yeah.
I think it's done. I think this episode is the end of Sara. Like the next time we'll see her, the bloodlust will be forgotten. I think it's all going to be Thea.
Oh,
I
okay.
agree.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think she's going
I'm
to go
good
to
with
Central
that.
City and spend some time with Mama River Song, and that's her cure.
All right. Well, I have one more positive and almost more like a question because I want to know what you guys think is that last scene with Damien Dhark. None of us seemed to know what was going on.
No idea.
He pulled out like this giant origami puzzle or something and
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
do something with it using Ray Palmer's tech or the source of the
Right.
tech.
He like
What do
he
you guys
waved his
think?
hand over it, but
Yeah.
nothing happened.
I have
thought like
absolutely no
something
idea.
was going to happen when he was going to do some of his mystical stuff.
I will say that like they showed they went back to the island and we saw last week Constantine went to this like sort of Egyptian. There is hieroglyphics on the wall. We saw more of those.
True.
And the leader on the island was like, I'm more concerned about these symbols and that crap.
Is the black guy the leader, or is the southern guy with the beard the leader?
No, it's a black guy.
Yeah.
It's a black
okay.
guy.
What's his name?
I don't know, but a lot of people in the comments say that he's Baron Blitzkrieg.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've never if he said his name in the first episode, I completely missed it. And of course, I'm sorry I didn't Google this. Apologies. And I don't know everything.
Yes, you do.
But there's definitely some sort of connection on that island to Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Like,
Okay.
there's no way they keep it showing these Egyptian stuff. My guess is, and this is just a random crazy prediction.
Here we go, guys. Play
Yep,
your drums.
Here we go.
We need like a graphic for
We
Jason
do.
Inman predictions. I really want something like that.
It looks like technology mixed with old school, like, because it was definitely a symbol, and they definitely wanted something from Ray. My guess is this has something to do with Vandal Savage of Legends of Tomorrow, and either Vandal Savage is in a coma, a sarcophagi, and this is how they're gonna wake him up, or this is how they're gonna bring him to current time. It's got something to do with Vandal Savage. It's too big and too connected to Legends to not be.
Do you think it could be Thanagarian possibly, and this is ties to Hawkman?
That man right there.
Now we
Just-
need a Medina. And we also need Savage Garden to play over top of the graphic.
Again.
That's the third week in a row. Savage Garden reference.
Yeah. You
Come
might
on.
have nailed it. What if this is Thanagarian
Yep.
alien technology?
Yep. When you said the alien technology, something just kind of clicked.
Damn
in
it,
me.
there it is, right
There it
there.
This side
There it
is
is.
like,
Oh, definitely, guys. Crush that.
Let us tell you about the comic books.
awesome. I think we solved the puzzle.
Yes.
Okay, so any more positives or anything you guys want to talk about? I do have some negatives though.
Yeah.
One
sure
last
you have
positive. Sorry, I thought Damien Dhark was great in this episode.
Yeah.
Like I've
Yeah.
had a problem with him the last couple episodes, but like I don't know. It's also a cool thing that we finally got the main villain of the season to actually fight Arrow
Yeah.
again, which
Yeah.
he just kind of been sitting at his desk.
He just swats those like it's a fly.
And the chain was cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Vader?
yeah, it was really cool.
The
It was cool.
Vader.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
The
like
Vader.
that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
man.
That's awesome. One of my negatives, Thea and the campaign manager. I mean, why does Thea always have to
And
have
you
a love
called
interest?
it.
Yeah.
You made a
Oh,
joke
right
about
away.
it before the episode started, and then first scene, and I was like, oh, hey.
The amount of chemistry between them was like my grade in OChem in college. Like there is nothing there. And Thea, like every time she tries to act like she likes somebody, she's like, just like we should go for drinks. I'm like, just stop it. Just it's over. I mean, there's Verdant's closed. Just stop it. Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's.
I love how you give it the fancy pronunciation. Verdant.
Yeah, sorry. Verdant. No, I'm with you on that one. Yeah.
Anything else?
For bad?
Yeah.
Negative? Well, my negative was actually Felicity.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
I found her to be, it's weird. I do love Felicity. And I love Oliver and Felicity. But I don't like her character development this season. I feel she's a little too hot and cold. It's like 1 minute she's like, okay, to start off the season, she's over here like, yeah, I know last season I spent all this time wanting you for me and this and that. But now I've been working with the team on the side. And now she's over here saying, I lose myself too easily to you. So I don't know, when she's been obsessing over him since like season 1.
I thought that was, I agree with you. That line where like, I can't get lost in you
Yeah.
was such a bad way to like to use the metaphor or to describe that whole situation. I thought, and Felicity the entire time, like the entire episode was like, why are you acting so mean to Oliver? What is wrong with you? Because again, she pined after this guy forever. She gets him and then she's like, I don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
Right? I want to cook dinner for you. Oh, no.
You got my mom here.
He was so nice the whole
He was.
episode.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect boyfriend.
He didn't even freak out when he was like, I thought we were living on planet non-Arrow, and
Yeah.
then you were over there working
Yeah.
missions on the side. And he still goes back with her. Listen, if obviously this is 100% hypothetical, but if like I was dating a girl that supposedly said she was in love with me, I was in love with her, I was about to propose in a quiche that she had made for breakfast or
I
whatever.
believe it was a souffle.
Souffle. Sorry, Michael. I
Thank you.
apologize.
Thank you.
And then, she finds out that her ex-boyfriend, who she was in love with, is still alive, and she's up all hours of the night trying to find this guy eating bags and bags of Cheetos at her friend's desk. I'd be a little pissed off. I'd be like, listen, I understand you want to find Ray, and I get that, but let's. Like, do you love Ray still, or is this like a guilt thing? Not like I lost myself in you. Losing yourself. You've been in love with the Arrow since day one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going One Tree Hill on this.
No, it's all right.
That's
No,
fine.
I thought Felicity's the way she acted in this episode, like that should have made Oliver like go so crazy that he would have gone back to killing.
Yeah. Yes. I would have been out there cracking necks with Sarah. Be
He's
like,
like,
this guy's dead.
I gotta put some arrows in some people.
He should have got him when he was tiny. Like
Like
that was
season
so
one
easy.
Arrow when he's taking arrows, stabbing people on the shoulders. Arrow. Yes, I want that.
No, he was domesticated over
Yeah.
the summer, so he's
Yeah.
okay now. Anything else? Any other negatives?
I mean, obviously.
we have to talk about
Okay,
for it.
listen, guys.
Yep.
It's a city. Okay, you're supposed to be a secret man.
a major
and
city,
a police captain
Yeah.
meeting, and they just walk out in the middle of the street. A street, not like a side street. Like this seems to be a pretty busy
You
thoroughfare.
see cars driving down the
Yes,
street.
yes. And nobody honks at them like, use a crosswalk, stupid. And they have a meeting about pretty serious stuff. And then Dark's like, hey, car, Jeeps, get over here. Now that he can't walk back. Like maybe a sidewalk or like perhaps an alley. That was my biggest negative of the
it
episode.
was very poorly constructed. If you
Poorly
compare,
constructed
if you
is super nice.
I'm Oliver. If you compare it to that scene where Barrowman and Oliver meet up, if you guys remember that scene,
I
I
do.
think it was last season, right? I
think so. That was a
Where
good
they
scene.
met
I
up in
remember
that
that.
very busy street. That was perfect. You know, it made sense for that conversation to happen. This one, not so much.
Yeah, this was like, what are they thinking? Like they like a superhero show, they automatically like push your believability, because like we're supposed to believe that this means you can't figure out who I am.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I can accept that. But like, yeah, these two dudes having a major meeting in the middle of a obviously trafficked street is insane.
Makes no sense.
It makes absolutely no sense. It's sort of like in old episodes of Entourage when they would just it'd be a 7-minute walking tracking shot. I'm like, where are they walking to and from? And why is this necessary?
In Los Angeles,
in
no
Los
less.
Angeles,
Yeah.
yes.
And first off, to all the YouTube commenters, we want to say that like Like we're criticizing a show we love. We love the show, and to be honest with you, like
this is such a small thing. It had nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
Like,
you gotta talk.
funny.
You gotta talk about that funny stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
And we all did get a good giggle out of it. When we
Yes.
watching. Yeah,
There was a giggle.
And when they actually did meet and talk about it, it was a cool conversation. It really was.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
the fact that you got distracted by the fact
Yeah.
that they were in the middle of the freeway hanging out talking.
But for all the bad, even through this is fifth episode, sixth episode,
Yeah.
six episodes into season 4. I still think this is an upswing from season 3.
Oh,
like
I
this
completely agree.
This to me is like season 2 Arrow.
Yeah.
We all yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Agreed.
Okay, cool.
Dude,
Absolutely.
I'm telling you that the best part about this, and we all said it, was that the group worked as a team and kicked some serious tail. When all those girls were fighting those 9 dudes from Hives and
It was
whipping
cool.
ass, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Really cool.
Really well done.
Yeah.
I do have another negative. This has been a lingering negative I've
Uh-oh.
had, even going back to, I don't know, a couple seasons now. And it's just the fact that the show, now, again, if you guys don't watch the next week's episode, the little clip or whatever at the end of the episode, and you don't want anything spoiled, fast forward a few minutes, because I'm going to talk a little bit about that. What I don't like is how
We're
they
going to talk
always...
for minutes about this?
Oh,
Jesus.
maybe not for minutes. I don't
Josh
like-
is done.
I'm out, guys. Been great. You can find me on Twitter.
I don't like how they always reveal potential secret
Yeah.
surprises in, next week's era.
like Damien Dhark.
Damien
had Ray.
Dhark. That would have been a huge reveal had it not been revealed the week before. The
Diggle's-
whole thing with Diggle's brother. I saw
Yep.
that, and I pointed that out last season when they showed, again, they always leak screenshots and stuff, like
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. We saw Suicide Squad like weeks before we actually got the episode. I don't know why they do this. It kills the suspense, the surprise. Why do they do this? I don't know. It just frustrates me so much.
I'm with you.
Are,
100%.
are they insecure that the fans are not going to watch next week's episode? I don't know.
That could be it. I mean, honestly, it's probably the idea that like a lot of like major motion picture companies, they're like, we have to show the best moment or the best hook from the episode, and the reveal that Andy Diggle, named after Green Arrow Year 1 writer Andy Diggle, is still alive, is the biggest hook. It's going to be the biggest hook of the episode. But I agree with you. I would have rather experienced that watching it.
Yeah, I would imagine by now, by season 4 of Arrow, that fans are going to tune in no matter what. If they can make it through season 3, they're going to make it through, to episode 7. They're going to be okay. So I don't know why they do it. It's just like, imagine just how much more exciting that scene would have been to see like Damien Dhark's head just kind of pop in there and stuff like, holy, that'd have been awesome.
Yeah.
That would have been way
Yeah.
cooler
So,
to review.
I don't know,
for
missed
sure.
opportunity.
Agreed. All right. So I think that's going to do it for positives and negatives. We're going to go ahead and answer your Twitter questions. So I think we've pulled some. Starting with Anthony Crosby, who asks, it was revealed on the last Flash episode that Oliver's dad is the Arrow on Earth 2. Do you think we'll ever see him on Arrow? And I actually did not see last Flash episode.
Spoiler.
Damn it. So, Josh, why don't we start with you then?
Yeah, definitely. I think he'll be on this season Arrow for sure. Like you don't mention him on Flash and then not either bring him into Flash and then he's part of the crossover episode. That would be the coolest part, is if he was in the crossover episode. I think it would be a waste of a little egg there.
I don't know. I think that was just a nod and nothing more. I think that's all it is. I don't think
Really?
we're going to see
Shit, and you
Daddy
guys were always
Arrow.
right. This hurt my feelings.
I think that was just something for the fans to kind of geek out
I don't
over.
think that actor's coming back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think he's coming back. Because, am I wrong? Isn't Oliver's dad Herschel?
No.
Am I
no,
completely
no.
wrong?
No.
Completely different dudes. They look
Yeah.
they look so
kinda
similar.
look the same.
Spoiler alert, Herschel's dead on The Walking Dead anyway.
Oh, well, there you go.
Spoiler alert.
No, I don't think he's coming back. I think
Yeah.
you're right. I think it was just like a little like wink.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nice to know that he's alive in a different
What a cool twist.
place.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yep.
A lot like
nice.
Thomas Wayne becoming Batman, in Flashpoint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but sure, I'll go with this side because they tend to be right. Let's go on to the next Twitter question from Hunter Baker, who asks, after seeing Lance and Donna meet up at the bar, do you think Felicity's mom may be the one in the grave?
Jason?
I'm going to say no.
No.
But Jason, go ahead.
No. It's Lance. I'm putting
Lance.
I'm putting $5 on it right now. Who wants to match me?
I'll take it.
Lance.
I'll take that 5 and I'll tease it to 10.
Or who's in the grave?
I'm thinking it's Felicity's in the grave.
Okay.
I think
okay.
it's too
It's
obvious,
right
though.
here. $10 on the line.
Yep.
Who's in the grave? Lance. Felicity.
Done.
It's funny. I never thought it was going to be Lance, but when we first saw that scene, like, no, it's not Lance. But now, every single week, we see more and more, all these little hints. I'm like, I think it might be Lance now.
What makes you think Felicity?
This episode gave me a little bit of it too.
Oh,
Where
okay.
like she's like, I lost myself in you, and da, 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 and I love Ray still for sure. And obviously they made up with each other at the end and whatever, but I know we can't lose Felicity Smoke in the show, but if you really wanted to get a big season finale, you put Felicity in that grave.
You know, the downside about that grave is that with all these new characters from Legends of Tomorrow, and especially since the only two we've seen are Oliver and Flash, it could be a member of that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing to say that it has to be Felicity because Barry's there.
Right.
You know.
True.
Agreed. I think I'm turning also. I think it's Lance.
Yeah.
Based on all the
They
things
don't want
we've
it
been
to
They're
be,
saying.
doing
but-
so much character
Hey guys, I'm
development
over
for
here
Lance.
on Nanda Parbat.
Go back to your Felicity Island. Yeah, they're just doing too much character development for Lance, and that usually tells you that something big is coming, and that also is something that they do. Most shows do when they're ready to kill you off.
Yep.
So,
Next question comes from Torino Johnson, who asks, "Is it me or is almost every character getting an origin story on the island? Arrow, Deathstroke, Constantine, Hawkman, and Hawkgirl."
I don't know if it's really an origin story. Maybe you're just referring to the fact that some of them are getting introduced in flashbacks on the island. Like Constantine, that was certainly not an origin story, but he was introduced on Arrow on the island. But if you want to go just literally like origin stories, I don't think so. I mean, I think Hawkman, Hawkgirl. I think, again, when you mentioned the whole alien technology, and I thought Thanagar, I'm like, I don't think we're going to see any of that on the island. I think it's getting introduced as just far as like the writing and everything like that. But I think that's it.
and
on the
Hawkgirl
island.
was introduced on Flash.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so like there's no. I mean, there's everybody didn't get an origin story on the island. I mean, that's obvious.
It's an easy
Right.
way to introduce somebody.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know, but also here's the cool thing, like now that we've seen that cave with the weird sarcophagus and all the hieroglyphics, like it just confirms to me that they shouldn't have left the island in season 3 because there
Agree.
was more cool stuff there, and it's like the island on Lost.
Yep.
Smoke monster, here we go.
Yes, where's our season 5 Oliver versus the Smoke Monster?
Yep.
All right. That will do it for the Twitter questions. I think we have a question
Yeah,
for our panel
we
that
do.
Josh is going to
do.
introduce.
So we haven't done the trivia, but Ann brought a sweet little mini here for everybody. Okay, trivia question for the table. What was the dish that Felicity's mom was supposed to cook?
Cordon bleu, chicken cordon
I
bleu.
was just about to say
Well
it.
done, Jason. Wins the
Nice.
bourbon.
All right.
That's good
I'm
stuff,
gonna
man.
enjoy this on my Veterans Day.
Yeah, you're well deserving of that.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
you are.
Okay, so let's go into our predictions for next week's episode. I know we don't like to see next week's trailer, but we have to, being the Arrow recap show. So we did see Andy in next week's episode. I think it's going to be very Diggle-centric. It'll be nice to see the brothers kind of see each other again in person. That's all I got.
I think Diggle's brother actually dies this time.
Oh, really?
I think it's a 1-episode arc.
Okay.
He gets him. He finally gets to him, and he's been like brainwashed by Hive or something. But these characters that have supposedly been dead, I think on this show, Flash too, they get like a 1-episode arc and then they sort of disappear.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really going to happen is that they go and try and save him, but he actually dies. But he gets to say goodbye to his brother this time.
Aw.
I don't know. I think his brother really is a bad seed, but he's a bad seed.
Brother of Diggles.
But I think, at least I hope, we get a little bit more than just one episode, just because I feel like they've been teasing this for such a long time. I'd like it to be a little bit more than just one and done. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't think he dies. I think what is going to happen in the next episode is that Andy is going to compromise Team Arrow. That he's going to put him in a position to where John can save the mission by just killing Andy. John will not do that, and Andy will run away, and we won't see him again until May sweeps.
Yes,
When he comes back, and that's
screws everything up.
when he'll die.
Okay.
Damn it. Jason's always right. So there it
Stop
is.
being right, man. Just go with something stupid.
I wasn't right
say.
about Ray.
You were pretty right.
Kind
But
of
it
right.
sounded good.
You're like 90%
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
All right, that's going to do it for this week's Arrow Recap Show. Make sure to tweet us at #ColliderArrow, as well as leave your comments, questions, predictions for next week's episode in the YouTube comment section of this video. And Jason, because you are our sole veteran here at the panel, let's start with you. Where can people tweet and follow you?
I thought we were going to have to sing a song. You can find me on Twitter at Jawin, Jawin. I'm on Instagram with that, and I'm on YouTube with that, youtube.com/Jawin, Jawin, everywhere.
And Michael?
You can find me on Twitter at Mr. Michael Alexis, and you can also find me on Instagram.
Holy
finally at Mr. Michael Alexis 14. That's Mr. Michael Alexis 14, as well as myself and Josh on the Collider Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. recap show.
Hold on. Before we get to Josh, there were 13 other Mr. Michael Alexis before you.
No, it's probably like his high school baseball number or something like that.
You're right about the number.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I couldn't get Mr. Michael Alexis. Weird.
What?
Weird.
Okay,
All right.
Josh.
Yeah.
Mr. Michael Alexis over here. Josh.
Yeah, I also recently just got high-speed internet from my dial-up, so I was able to get Instagram on my phone.
Nice.
Michael.
No more AOL disc for you.
No, sir. Keyword search AOL Josh Macuga. You should find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh Macuga. On the Collider Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well as The Walking Dead, and my YouTube channel, Between the Sheets TV.
All right, and you guys can follow me at Ann Campea on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all of that good stuff. And you can also continue to tweet us and continue the conversation on Twitter using hashtag ColliderArrow. That will do it for this week's episode. We will see you next week for episode 7. And until then, hood up.